Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Monday. This is a extra reading for you guys. I am using one of my personalized decks. I just have one of my decks with me. So I wanted to see what the energy was like. I'm outside. I thought I would be outside because it's really sunny outside. Even though it's kind of chilly, it's still sunny, which I like. So I don't really care about that. I'm in the car, so it doesn't matter. But I do just love the sun being out and it's shining and it's just nice. So I thought, why not share that with you guys? Let's share some sunshine, all right, with you guys, okay? So let's see what messages you guys might need to know for today. Today is Monday, April the 20th, okay? So let's see. Okay, guys, social media is very significant. Maybe you guys post on social media, but there's something about keeping yourself busy when it comes to you posting. Now, Spirit is saying not to give up because you guys could be healing people at this time, and it may not look like it at this moment, but you guys are healing people, okay? May energy could be very significant. It's giving Taurus and Gemini energy. You may have Taurus, Gemini placements, or the month of May could just be significant in general, okay, when it comes to growth. Okay, this could be talking about adaptability, okay, communication, things of that matter. But there is something about you guys growing and showing up when it comes to the way that you show up, not just for yourself, but other people. We have Virgo energy. Some of you guys are very humble, okay? Some of you guys are organized, you guys are logical, okay? But there's something about your energy when it comes to your eyes. So maybe you guys have very beautiful eyes, lashes, okay, beautiful, beautiful eye shape maybe, but there is something about your eyes being the window to the soul. Now, some of you guys could have a lot of spiritual insight. You guys can see a lot of things when it comes to your eyes, and that could also be something that worries a lot of people because when they look into your eyes, they know that they can't lie to you. All right, so it's almost like if someone doesn't like themselves and they see themselves in the reflection, it's because they're looking at themselves through your eyes. Okay, take what resonates with that. I was like, what is that? It's like some heater thing beside me because I'm like, what is starting up? And it's not my car. I was like, what? I was about to start the car and leave. I was like, something's about to blow. Anyways, Libra energy is very significant. Okay, some of you guys could be dealing with a Libra, or maybe there's something about Libras that may resonate with some of you. Or for some of you guys, if it's not Libra, there is something about balance and justice that's coming up in this energy. So you could be dealing with somebody now. This could be you or someone else, like I said, but law and order is very significant. So you could be receiving justice at this time when it comes to your energy. Okay, the reason why you guys could be receiving justice is because of your positivity. Like, you guys have such positive energy, whoever I'm speaking to in the collective, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you could be a Libra or you have Libra placements. It could just be the energy where some of you guys could be dealing with a lot of issues or dealing with a lot of things right now, and there's something about finally receiving the justice that you deserve, okay, when it comes to this energy, because you could have been going through a lot, or people could be trying to make you go through certain things, and you're just like, why? Like, why can't I have peace? Why can't I have quiet? Okay, but twin energy is very significant for some of you. Now, take what resonates with this, but this is about, like I said, balance, okay, union, choice, and lessons. So there's something about lessons being learned at this moment, okay? There's something about going through these lessons and moving forward. For some of you guys, this is also talking about closing out certain cycles or completing out cycles as well when it comes to dealing with people, okay? Anime is significant, right? Some of you guys can connect with anime, or there's something about you being connected to anime. For some of you guys, there's something about a connection between you and someone else, especially with Libra energy, which talks about partnerships, especially with the number 2, because 2 talks about partnerships and stuff, right? And like I said, you don't have to have Libra placements, but there is something about partnerships when it comes to you being interconnected, okay? When it comes to what you're doing, this could be your desires, okay? This could be you being able to have duty, right? Like finding desires and duty in what it is that you do, or you took on a responsibility and made it your duty, okay, to do something. Some of you guys are very connected to when it comes to the soul, okay? So take what resonates with that. Even when it comes to spirituality as well, anime is one of those genres, okay, that people don't understand anime, and especially someone who grew up on Dragon Ball Z, okay, and Sailor Moon, okay, I understand anime as much as other people understand anime, especially if you're born in the 90s or you grew up in the 90s, even if you were born in the 80s and you grew up around that time. It's just the whole idea of understanding that everything talks about leveling up, okay? Leveling up, moving up, learning from mistakes, growing from those mistakes, getting stronger, getting better. Even Sailor Moon, it's the same thing. It's like, Sailor Moon, you know, she had to learn a lot as a healer, right? And even though she was learning as she was doing, she was still capable to do things and still show up no matter what, okay? Even if she was scared, even if she was nervous, even if, you know, she felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to do this, she still did it. And this is why a lot of times people connect with anime, because anime is very spiritual, okay? It's not just a cartoon. Okay, it's not just that, it's spiritual. It goes deeper than a lot of people think, even in certain cultures too. Like, a lot of people think that these are just TV shows, but a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these shows that you see when it comes to anime, it happens in real life, okay? Like, when it comes to like ghosts, demons, things like that, like you know, Seven Deadly Sins, okay, that show is significant, okay? Demon Slayer, okay? Like, okay, like, do I need to say any more? I feel like it's just self-explanatory. Like, there's just certain things that are just self-explanatory, okay? So that could be significant too, all right, guys? But we have habits and routines that are changing, okay? Your habits and routines could be very significant. There's something about your daily structure as well. So even that is significant, connected to Virgo energy for some of you as well. Some of you guys, when it comes to movement, there's something about booking a trip, a flight, or taking a trip. Now, this could be physically, okay, like actually like taking a flight trip, you know, going across the country type of thing. But I feel like a lot of people are not traveling as much either because of what's happening right now too. If you're able to travel, then this will still resonate with you. But if you're not able to travel because of the circumstances that are happening right now, what's happening around us, that could be confirmation. So there could be something about feeling stagnant when it comes to movement. But even if you feel like the energy is not moving, there's something about you still being able to ground yourself, okay? And still being able to transition into whatever this is that you guys are moving into. So yeah, take what resonates with that too. That could be significant. We also have here marriage, proposal, commitment, okay? So this is about union, long-term connections, okay? Clear communication as well when it comes to you being somebody that can maybe type very fast, okay? Even if this is not about like actual typing, maybe you do type fast, okay? Like, take what resonates, obviously, but you know, I like to go in depth because it may be just more than just typing, right? Keyboards. Maybe some of you guys work in an office, or getting an office job could be significant, or moving into a new I guess promotion when it comes to what it is that you do. Something to do with the way you express yourself as well in modern technology could be significant. So some of you guys could maybe have like your own blogs, or maybe you guys have a website where you guys maybe type a lot of stuff or information that people can like gain access to and learn from. That's significant. If you do work in an office, there's something about the way that you speak in your emails when you're typing, and also the way that you speak over the phone, okay? So some of you guys are, it's like both. It's like you have the best of both worlds. You can communicate, you know, through your voice, but then you can also communicate with your hands. Something about someone's hands is very significant. Maybe you are really good at your hands. Working with your hands is significant. Even if you're the divine feminine or masculine, there's something about using your hands, okay? Like, your hands have magic. It's almost like every time you touch something, it's like the Midas touch. You know what I'm saying, guys? So take what resonates, okay? Summer is significant. I mentioned this before. There's something about growth, abundance, and vitality, okay? Going back to school could be significant. Maybe you guys are learning to express yourself more. When it comes to school as well, this may not be like actual school. Some of you guys could be sharing knowledge and wisdom with other people. Like, there's like a mutual exchange, okay? So there's something about sharing knowledge and wisdom with other people too when it comes to the energy, okay? And also, when I'm picking up too, it's like, as you're sharing knowledge and wisdom with people, it's almost like they're learning as you're learning, basically. And it's almost like whoever this is too, you don't care to tell people like, look, I just found out this information and I would love to share it with you. Like, that's the whole point of growth, okay? So even when it comes to communities, I feel like people appreciate people that are like that, especially if it's you in the collective. It's like people appreciate people like you that are like that because of the fact that it's very hard to come by people who actually want to share information and knowledge. It's almost like people are so stuck on, you know, certain shows that they watch, like Bad Girls Club or Baddies, you know what I mean? And it's not to have any judgment. Like, you can still watch your ratchet shows and still be conscious, right? A lot of times people don't know how to like separate the two. You could be someone that watches like the worst of the worst, and you could watch something happy and still be the same person at the end of the day. It doesn't change who you are. Some of you guys, like I said, you have control of your thoughts in your mind, so take what resonates with that. But instead of showing like, for example, instead of shaking your booty online, or, you know, I guess doing dances all the time, you know what I mean? Like the typical TikTok, YouTube, you know, OnlyFans stuff that you always see, right? Maybe some of you guys are different where maybe you don't do that. Not to say that you don't shake your booty when you're home, okay? That's the confinement of your home, okay? Who's gonna see you shaking your booty at home? Okay, but to say that, to put yourself online like that for money, you guys maybe are not into that. You would rather share knowledge and wisdom, or you would rather share experiences, like lived experience with people, because that is something that people can actually learn and understand and grow from. A lot of times people like to learn from other people's mistakes, because if someone shares their story and says, look, this happened to me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that happened to them. But the reason why they're sharing that story is because they don't want you guys to maybe end up in the same thing. Or even if you do know better, it's still good to hear, because it makes you more aware and open. Like, okay, this can happen to anybody, so let me just be cautious because this person said so, and I thank that person. You know, it's not to say that you won't go for what you want, but it's good to have discernment as well. So learning new things is significant. You could be the student and the teacher from what I'm picking up here, but when it comes to you speaking, you speak a lot of knowledge. Like, you have knowledge. Ancient knowledge is very significant as well. Okay, West Indian culture could be significant. There's something about, you know, you being able to connect to your ancestry or your ancestors, and it's almost like people that are in your, I guess, divine connection or family. Maybe you're the only person in your family who has actually took the time to sit down and actually speak to your ancestors and get to know your ancestors and love on your ancestors. And I think that's why some of you guys are so blessed in a sense, because you appreciate your ancestors. And there's also something about having respect for the dead, especially if your ancestors have passed on or passed over. Your energy is so magnetic, where even if you have ancestors passed on, it's like your energy, because you're connecting to your roots, you're allowing a lot of past traumas and lineages to be healed at this time, because of the fact that you're actually going out your way to connect with a part of you, okay? A lot of times people say that their ancestors are not them, but then how did you get here? You know, like, how did you get here? How did you end up being here? How did you end up, you know, knowing the path that you wanted to take? How did you know that? It's because your ancestors have been guiding you. Your spirit team has been guiding you, okay? And it almost feels like it's so like bizarre, but it's not bizarre. If anything, it's you being connected to source and finally feeling accepted by the people that know you when it comes to your lineage. Even if you don't feel like people accept you in your 3D world, the fact that they accept you in the 5D and they're proud of you and they're actually encouraging you and pushing you to move forward in itself is actually really beautiful, okay? So again, some of you guys could be West Indian, or there's something about West Indian culture. You could be meeting somebody who is West Indian that actually enjoys talking about, you know, healing energy, or, you know, holistic type of energy as well, or work, right? You may be meeting somebody who's actually into the same things that you're into, and that could be really hard to come by, because again, a lot of times in cultures too, especially when it comes to like divination, and I know from experience, a lot of West Indian cultures like to, you know, they like to judge, okay? So it's almost like if you're not going to church and if you're not doing Sunday service like they're doing, that means you're the devil. Okay, that means you're a witch. That means you're doing obia. That means you're doing voodoo. You're doing hoodoo. And I find it so funny because a lot of times it's like, that's where we came from. Like, I don't know. I mean, I could be speaking to a collective of West Indian people right now. And I mean, not just only West Indian. I know everybody in the collective is from different places. But I feel like the message that resonates or hits home to somebody who might be West Indian or have West Indian parents, it's almost like this judgmentalness of, you know, you're a witch and, you know, you cast spells and you drink blood. And it's like almost this weird energy of, instead of accepting you for who you are, they know that you're a good person. They know that, you know, you are the way you are. Instead of accepting you for that, it's like they would rather point the finger and say you're all these things when you're really not. Okay, you're just connecting with your ancestors. It's almost like people forget that before Catholic, Christianity, and things like that, what were each culture of people doing before that came about, basically. And a lot of people are also learning that there's something called the Ethiopian Bible. I think I could be wrong, but there is something about the Ethiopian Bible that could be very significant too, where there's something about that where it's like that is the original. I'm not going to get into that either because I'm not going to fight with anybody in my comics section either, but I know I've been seeing books lately when it comes to, you know, that kind of stuff, those kind of topics, and basically getting back to the nitty-gritty of originality. Okay, because we all know that when it comes to the Bible, yes, the Bible is a book, it's a book of guidance, but we also have to open our eyes and realize that there's some things that make sense and there's some things that may not make sense, you know what I mean? And it's not to cast judgment on anyone's religion, but I feel like a lot of people who grew up in religious households or very heavily religious places are now starting to awaken and open up their eyes and see things from a different perspective. It's not that you don't believe in a higher source, you do, but then it's almost like, why can't I believe that source is within myself? And I think some of you guys are learning to connect to yourself in that sense, right? So for some of you guys, Pluto energy is very significant. There's something about rebirth. Again, you guys could have gone through a transformation. This could be deep emotions for some of you guys, but there is something about you guys moving forward. Now, you guys could be going through some type of evolution when it comes to your rebirth, okay? Some of you guys could be stepping into your power as well. All right, I'm gonna get one more card before I end this out, and then I'm gonna go home, post these for you guys, and call it a day. But I thought, why not be outside? It was a beautiful day today. All right. Yeah, so for some of you guys, when it comes to confidence and starting something new, you guys could be finding a new job or like starting something new, but whatever it is right now, there's something about you guys being very confident, taking action at this time, okay, you know, getting momentum when it comes to your career. So this could be anything, okay? Receiving roses could be very significant for some of you guys, and there's something about, this card showed up, and then there's also something about, for some of you guys, blue eyes that are significant too. So you guys could be going through some type of inner calmness, tranquility. Okay, your third eye chakra could be very significant. And then we also have awakened at the bottom. So some of you guys could have went through an awakening as well, like I said, when it comes to this energy. And also, you know, when it comes to dealing with people, like I said, or places, that is also significant too, right? So again, when it comes to your guys' energy, you guys are healing, you guys are moving forward, okay? You guys are doing basically the things that you need to do in order to see change, right? It's almost like someone, you know, complaining and saying like, why is the universe this? Why is the universe that? But you also have to put in a little effort too, so the universe can see that you're trying and they're trying as well. They're trying to help you guys, you know, to come together and move forward. So yeah, all right guys, please take what resonates with you guys whenever you see this. I hope the message does resonate with you, with whoever needed to hear this. Like I said, not all my messages will resonate with everybody, but sometimes, you know, randomly when I get the inkling to do a reading, hopefully that is confirmation for whoever needs to hear it. So please take what resonates, guys, and thank you guys for the love and the support. All right guys, I hopefully with the weather getting better, I can do more readings outside or maybe like sit on the grass and stuff like that, because I did buy bird feeding. I went to the dollar store today, I bought bird feeding, and I wanted to go outside and feed the birds. So I think I'm going to be doing that in the summertime, just relaxing, you know, minding my business, being out in nature more and doing that kind of stuff, because I don't mind being out in nature by myself, to be honest with you, like just going out for walks and stuff. I don't mind that. So I mean, that would be my go-to, and it's very peaceful too, so why not, right? But anyways, guys, thank you guys for the love and the support. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. All right, my website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can check that out, book a reading, or check out my blog. All right, guys, and those who have been supporting me from the beginning and have continuously supported me, I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as much as I don't, you know, comment on your guys's like inbox and stuff like that, I see you, I know who you guys are, and I know you guys know that I know who you guys are. So I really appreciate you guys who have always been consistent in supporting me, or just being consistent and just showing up on my channel. Okay, and it goes both ways too. It's like if I wasn't consistent, then obviously the energy would show, right? But I do want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys. All right, but anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, bye.